find that out today?
Yeah, so what I would do is I'd calculate his score based on the labs we have from the emergency room.
Okay.
And then based on his size. So I'll do that while Dr. Lou is talking to you guys. And then let's say his score is low, but the doctors think that there's reasons why he deserves more points, then we would also what's it called, a Pell exception.
Okay.
We would ask for that.
Okay. And then we know at that point where he is on the list. And then, is there a way of tracking the list to see where he goes over the next month or two?
So you can see it for our center. So we would know, I know we have one other baby that's a blood type AB. And these are the first AB babies we've had in a long time. So we have one other baby who's an AB. So he would be competing with that baby for a liver. Exactly. But we don't know what's at other centers. Right. So we don't know what's at UCSF or UCLA. So it's hard to say.
But is there any benefit to registering him on multiple donor lists? So like out of state, like Ohio and places like that?
So that's what this is about, Since I've been here, we've never had a person do that. I've been here for 7 years, and I've never had a kid be listed here or in Pittsburgh.
Because he's hungry.
We haven't had a baby who needed a liver. Oh, perfect. Tell him to come in whenever they're ready.
Right here.
Yeah, because he didn't eat very
We
much.
haven't had a baby with, with biliary atresia die while waiting on the wait list.
You haven't?
No, not in the last 5 years or so. So we haven't lost a baby. So it hasn't been an issue of, if only we were somewhere else.
So you're not racing against the clock, in other words.
Yeah. Because once they do get terribly sick, and if they end up in the ICU, their status changes to a 1B or a 1A sort of status, and then they're at the top of the list all over the country, and so they're, then they go to the tippy top.
I have a question about that too. So there's gonna be a transplant team that's gonna look at him and meet with us and all that, right?
Yes.
Now, say he had to have surgery out of state. Would that transplant team go to wherever he needs to go? Or
No.
just be a whole different?
It comes here, doesn't it?
It'd be so.
Well, I'm saying if he has to go to the States somewhere.
No, it'd be a whole other team.
Okay.
So,
I see.
so if he were to receive a liver while waiting on our list that came from North Carolina, that liver would come to him and be transplanted here. If you listed him at multiple places here in, say, Pittsburgh, then you would have to be prepared to travel to Pittsburgh and be transplanted by those.
And you only have, what, 5 hours? Yeah. So it doesn't make any sense.
It's not realistic, and it's not something I've ever seen be necessary.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think so. I just thought I would.
But no, and it's actually something we have to give you this form. I brought 2, and since there's so many of you to read, we have to give it to you, and then we have to have your signature like Sarah gave me this. So it's a very important question. So that's that. And then, what else? Because I think Dr. Lou's going to
I read somewhere that livers there's a lot of them for babies. Is that true?
No.
Read them on the website.
Can't believe everything you read.
I guess not.
Especially on the internet.
I know, isn't that something?
I don't remember what website it was that had.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
No,
So there's not a surplus of livers just hanging around?
Even more like Dollar Tree.
Only at the butcher
Okay, so
shop.
tissue match doesn't
Maybe that guy's gonna
make a
work.
difference.
It's just blood type and size.
Okay, so not tissue match, so blood type
Oh, that's how you get the match?
and size.
I see.
And why do you recommend deceased donors?
Because you are putting a healthy person at risk of a major surgery with living donor.
I have a question.
We wouldn't, with your question, we wouldn't do living donors if there was a surplus of livers. So that's the best way to put it.
So technically, how sick does he have to get in order to receive a liver?
Receive a living donor? That's a question for a surgeon.
Okay.
Right.
You
Yeah.
probably know this one though. After he does receive the liver, how long would he be in the hospital?
So usually little babies are in the hospital anywhere from a week to 2 weeks.
Okay.
The healthier the child going into the surgery, the shorter the stay after surgery. If he ends up waiting for a liver transplant, in the hospital because he's having complications that require him to be hospitalized, it's likely that his stay could be up to a month.
Okay. How about the living donor? How long do they stay in the
They're
hospital?
usually in for about 5 days.
Oh.
And then the recovery is, it's a large incision. It's all the way across your abdomen. Sometimes they even need to go up a little bit so that surgeons can visualize. And they are
There's muscles right there, just like when you have a C-section down here.
Yeah.
The same. Okay.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. So
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
the difference, what the surgeons will say is, and I think it's really interesting, usually most people have a surgery to fix something. And so your mentality going in is, I'm miserable, I'm in pain,
Yeah.
and it gets fixed.
Right.
The opposite is with the living donor.
Yeah.
You're healthy,
You're
and then
okay.
you come out, and you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so there's depression associated with it sometimes, pain issues associated with it at times. You know, being a grandmother, I'm sure, you know, it's just like a mother or a father donating. It's what you want to do. But there is, you know, some psychological side effects associated